Hey, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you another episode of Tazman's AI Dungeon. And in our last episode, we were, no, I can't remember what were we doing. We were was that when we did the? I should not say that. I've said that before, that I should not say what in our last episode. In our last episode, we did some stuff and things. Let me go check what I had for the thing. We did ideas for author's note. That's right. Um, Now, I do have an update for that. But before I forget, because I'm really bad at doing this, and I really don't like being bad at doing this, is I want to quickly read comments. Because I think there actually were some. Let me just double check. So that was episode 6, 13, 14. What was our last episode? 17? So 16 would be the ones we want to read. I'm going to start having to just do the one that's the previous episode. So there actually are several comments, and I've actually replied to all the comments that I've got. But I think I'm going to we get enough on this series, that I think I'll just do it when I get them for the previous episode. So we're not taking forever doing this. Um, just reading comments. So anyway, I did do some more testing, and there was a thing that I forgot that I wanted to say, and I don't remember. Is this the one we were doing? Yeah, this is the one we were doing it in. One thing that seems to work really well, that oh yeah, that nightmare. I got it to work again just randomly. I don't know what causes it to work. So anyway, one thing that helps this work a little better, because it does constantly translate eyes to you. And so if I'm thinking, for example, in this, I'm thinking, and I have where I'm thinking of someone else, or I don't know why I'd say you, maybe your, I might say, I don't know. But if we put quotes in here so that that is actually the thing, it seems to work a lot better. Mostly in this one, would I say, because that's when you're actually talking to someone either on the phone or something, and you might say, can I come over to your house? Or something like that. And then it would say, can you come over to your house? And that kind of throws the AI off. So if we put it in quotes, it no longer tries converting I's and me and my and I, me, my, your, no, not your. It stops trying to convert those into use, yours, and I guess that's it. So anyway, this helps a whole lot to actually do that. And then when you do it, that's all you have to do, instead of doing it, with just the tilde. As you can see here, it says you wonder what Kayla's last name is. When you want it to actually say, I wonder what Kayla's last name is. And there might even be a better example where we were using the bracket one. What are you doing right now? Where are you at? Now, okay, so I'm not saying I ask or anything like that. Um, or I was wondering what you are doing right now. If we did that, it would say, you wonder what you are doing right now. As you can see, that's very confusing. So this seems to fix it just by putting little double quotes in there. Let's see. And I think I didn't really change much in this. But I really want to kind of fine tune it. What I was thinking we would do for today, we're only 4 minutes in, is maybe look at how to kind of optimize story cards. Because I was playing a scenario where I was, uh, what was I? I think I was a secret agent undercover on a yacht, and this yacht had a card that was really big, and it talked about the rooms, it talked about what's in the rooms and all this stuff. And I was thinking, that's not very efficient, because even if I'm in the swimming pool on the fourth, on the, the top, is that what you just say, the top of the boat? Whatever, the level, I guess, the top level, um it's still also loading all this other stuff. So I was thinking maybe what we could do is get it so that it kind of like in programming, you have the parent class and you have a child class, and the child class inherits from the parent class. And I was thinking about kind of doing that same thing, but with our story cards. Now, one other thing I was noting is, and I can actually show this before we get into that one, because that's going to be big. There was one other thing I think I noticed. Oh man, it's not in here either. I guess we could do it with this one. Is I don't think when you have something in here, and I've said before, don't put in any of the story card names in this area because it's going to invoke them. I don't think that's the case. I don't know if it's always been that way. I could swear that it used to be where anything in here could actually invoke the story cards. But we're going to test this real quick because let's check what story cards are not actually being loaded. I don't think the crystal necklace should be being loaded. So we go to story cards. We got Sarah and Chelsea Sparks because we're talking about them. So I wanted to check, and this will be our own little test here, that maybe we'll just say dot URWAR, wearing a CRYSTALNECKLACE. And I think that was, I guess I shouldn't do Y, uppercase YO. There we go. So you're wearing a crystal neck, is that what we call it? I think so. So our things, pendant, my crystal, your crystal. You know what? I'm going to also, I don't want to do that. How about you're wearing your crystal necklace? Because I don't want it to trigger off crystal, because then if there's ever any other crystals, it's going to trigger that. So I'm going to say your crystal, oh boy. Why? Oh, your crystal necklace. So now, in theory, if it's actually using this to trigger story cards, we'll actually see that story card trigger. But I've been getting the sense that this is not where it triggers from. It would actually trigger if I type something out here, which is actually really good. But let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do a continue. We'll do a couple continues just so it kind of runs through it, and hopefully we don't see anything about the crystal necklace. That's what we're hoping for, unless it actually appears in here, but I don't know why it would. I don't see crystal necklace. So we'll do a couple. I think it would have triggered by now. Swallows, there's nothing about a crystal necklace in here. Doesn't look like it. So now if we go into details and story cards, yeah, see, even Chelsea's kicked out because we haven't talked to Chelsea or anything. We were constantly talking to Sarah, asking her where she is, what she's doing. Then we had those other people come in. So it looks like that is correct. It is not working. And that's actually kind of good for us because then I've seen lots of scenarios where they might have more information in here. Your wife, your sister, your brother, your kids, whatever else. And I was thinking, oh, that's going to call those cards every single time. It's not. Now, I would still say that it is the best practice to have the information in here. If I'm going to have a sister or something like that, have it very, very basic in here. And then in the story card, actually have the big part of of who our sister is, age, and all that fun stuff. Don't put that in the plot because this is sent every single time. So now I'm going to create a story card, and I don't know how well this is going to work with our story because this is kind of messy. But we're going to say we have a penthouse suite. And this is, I went and made a card. Is this in edit mode? There we go. It is now. All right, so I'm going to create a card here, and it's going to be called Penthouse Suite. Now, the things that we want to trigger the Penthouse Suite would be home, house, my house, your home, your house, my suite, your suite, because those seem to work the best if it's mine or yours, just depending on when that actually triggers. So I'm going to copy that because you guys know I'm a super fast typer. And then I'm going to take all of this, which is a huge bulleted list of items or things in our penthouse suite. Oops, Control Z, Control C, and we're going to paste it here. Now, here's another thing I'm not 100% sure of. We have a limit here that says of 1,000. I've actually seen other story cards that go up to like 15, 1600. I haven't really noticed that it caps it at 1,000. Like if we invoke this, I think it's going to have everything. However, it might be that if it's over 1,000, that's going to be one of the first cards to get nixed, or it just randomly chooses. It does definitely seem like it randomly chooses. But so here you can see, here's our penthouse suite. It has a security gate to get into it, which probably isn't something you need to know every single time the penthouse. Actually, this is to get into the apartment building has a security gate to get into the parking structure. You have a spacious parking a spacious private garage in the parking structure that can easily host 10 cars, but has 5 parking spaces. So, you know, there's only 5 parking spaces, but you'd have to maneuver the cars. You have a private elevator that goes from your private garage to the lobby and up to your suite. Your penthouse suite is the entire top 2 floors. I made up all these numbers, by the way. Uh, of the building, it's over 30,000 square feet. That seems really big to me. The master bedroom is very spacious, has a full luxury bathroom, enormous walk-in wardrobe. So you can actually, I'm not going to read everything, but I'm going to kind of scroll down and you'll see there's lots and lots of information here that maybe you don't want to invoke every single time I talk about my penthouse suite. If I'm out in the world and I'm telling someone I have a penthouse suite, I probably just want the bare minimum. I want maybe the square footage, maybe the location of it, or something like that. The building it's in, the top 2 floors part, but I don't need to invoke all that other stuff. However, so that would be our penthouse suite would be our parent story card. So then let's say we wanted to talk more about the home office. Well, obviously I just say 2 home offices. But if I want to have more information, you know, that it has a big desk or it has a TV on the wall or a small server rack or a uh, laser printer or anything else, I don't want to invoke that for sure every time because that's just valuable memory space or token space. So what I was thinking we would do is figure out a way maybe that we can invoke this by talking about my house. I want to go to my house. If I'm driving and I say I put in the directions to my house, it can look at the penthouse suite and say, okay, it's in this building. I don't even think I have a building name or anything in there, but we could have something that says, okay, it's in this building. Uh, it has this many floors, you know, the very basic information, the thing that is going to be the same no matter what other rooms are in there. You know, if I have my computer room and it's on the 2nd floor instead of the 1st floor, maybe that would be in the computer room part. But we want to use the parent story card as our base. This is the very basic, and then we build off of that. So we're gonna have a penthouse suite, and let's go ahead and let's do a home theater room because I actually got some information. So let's say in our penthouse suite we have a home theater room. So we're gonna do. I think these are. I think I did this as a. Oh, that's as a class. I guess that's fine. I guess it could be under location actually. Can I change that? I'm gonna hit cancel on. Can I hit cancel on you? Did it create it? It did. So that's a location. I'm going to. Can I actually? I can't change that. I think. I think this is just a simple pointer. It's not actually doing anything in particular. Maybe just for organization purposes. So we have a location, which is our penthouse. We're going to have this part of the location, which is going to be our home theater. And to invoke it, I don't want theater because if I go to a movie theater, then that's going to invoke it. I could say my theater or my home theater. That would probably work fine. So let's do that. Let's do my theater. Uh, I could do probably not room because there's going to be lots of rooms in the house, but let's do my theater, your theat, your theater. I could also do home theater. something like that. So I'm not going to put my or your on there because if I'm saying home theater, I'm probably 90% of the time talking about my own home theater. Now, what I was thinking maybe to invoke our other card, the penthouse suite, would be use something that we're not going to use very much in the story. So I was thinking maybe just like residence. So if we have residence in there, and then in our actual penthouse suite one, we have it trigger with residence. That would mean anytime that I invoke this card will invoke this card. Unless they change that too, and we'll be able to test that. So I'm actually going to come in here and do RES residence. Is that right? Resident. It looks right ish. I'm a really bad typer by speller and everything. I'm the whole thing. So there we go. So now we have that. So now let's talk a little bit about what maybe our home theater has in it. And what I did was I just said, I created a really quick scenario, said money's not a problem. I'm a multi-trillionaire, all that stuff. And I just bought a new house and I wanted the AI to just kind of tell me what top of the line things it can think of. And so I went room to room and said, okay, home AI, tell me what about this room? What do I see in this room? So I got a lot of cool information as far as sizes and all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna have to pick and choose some things, but we want to do that. So once again, as you need to always remember, this is what's passed to the AI. That's all it's going to see. It does not know that this is actually anything to do with the home theater. It doesn't know any of this stuff and it doesn't know this. So we always want to talk about what the actual thing is at the very beginning. So we're going to say your home theater room, theater, theater room, has the FOLLO following features maybe. All right, so we could do that. Has the following features. Then we can have a bulleted list. Like I said, I really don't like the bulleted lists and stuff. I like it to be more just comma separated type of list in here or even a sentence. Just because, as you noticed here, this is actually saying that every time I hit carriage return, it's doing something. I imagine that is considered a token so that it knows that there's a carriage return here that, and stuff like that. So really, this is not going to be the ideal way that I would want to do it. Even the penthouse suite isn't necessarily the way I would want to do it. All right, so I'm going to look here at my notes that I just copied everything it said. So it says it's a massive room, 25 feet by 40 feet. So we're going to take that maybe. So maybe just do a quick bullet. Just say THEA theater room maybe is 25 by 40 feet. So 25, should I say deep? Maybe I should use the little, because that's less. I mean, it really depends. Is this little is the little symbol for feet a token and this is a token? Then it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna say this is the what? Yeah, this. Trying to think. Yeah, probably wide by 40 feet. And we'll just do that again. 40 feet deep, or yeah, deep. And let's see, what's it say? I give maybe a 20-foot ceiling, something like that, maybe 20-foot ceiling. I think that might be the best way to say it. 20-foot high, 20-foot high, Heiling. Is it? No, that doesn't look right. Ceilling. Yeah, CE. I'm so bad at spelling. All right, so there's one thing there. Let me go see. So it also says centerpiece of the room. Here's a good thing. This is actually the screen saying there is a massive 8K OLED screen. So maybe I'll do that. You know what? I'm going to take this off because I think it's going to pass it all as one little chunk. So it's going to know it's the home theater, I would think, hopefully. Uh, Maybe just say it's 25 feet wide by, yeah, maybe that'll work. We'll see. Let's go and hit enter here, do this, and we're gonna say it has a massive, two massives even. That's how massive it is. It has a massive 150, okay. Also state-of-the-art Dolby Atmos sound system, 24 speakers strategically placed throughout the room. That sounds pretty good. See, uh, there we go. It has, oh, probably a state-of-the-art Atmos sound system featuring, maybe I should say that features. I just say featuring 24 speakers strategically placed throughout the room to give you ultimate sound. Let's see, what else we got? So we have reclining seats built with built-in massagers. Maybe we'll add heat to that or something. Whoops, sorry if you heard a thump. I bumped my microphone. And memory foam cushions. I don't care about the memory foam cushions. So, I mean, one thing you definitely want to do is kind of tweak it and say, you know, I really don't care about this. I'm going to make these so they're actual sentences. And then we'll go ahead here, do this, and say, let's say it has maybe 12, like 4 rows of 4 or something. I don't know. It has 12 reclining seats that are designed for ultimate comfort with built-in massagers, and uh heaters, maybe aka seat warmers. I'm gonna say heaters, Heaters, just because that's shorter than seat warmers. Let's see, is there anything else in here? Leather, don't care about that really. Oh, it does say heated to a perfect temperature. This soothes your aching muscles. Built-in massagers, though, I don't know. That'd be bad for a movie. Wouldn't it always put you to sleep? Let's see. Anything else in here? 360 audio experience. I think I'm fine with the Atmos thing and all the speakers. Anything else? 120 hertz screen refresh on the screen. I don't think that really is important. There's another 360 audio, LED strips. I don't care about that. So yeah, I think that might be okay. And we're only at 362. So the question now would be if I call up, so I'm going to go ahead and go in here and we're going to get rid of, oh boy. Let's see. Maybe we'll start out with a sentence, maybe saying that your penthouse suite is located in the Serenity Heights, Serenit, Serenity Heights building. So that's probably good there. I guess that's more of another bullet thing, isn't it? Nah. Um, let's just do this as a big sentence thing. So, uh, it is the top 2 floors. Let's see, top 2 floors of the skyscraper. I'm misspelling everything. SKYSCRAPER, skyscraper. So that would tell the AI that this is a really tall building. So I don't think I mean, I could say that it's like the 126th and 7th floor. Maybe the other thing is there is a PERSON, a personal. Man, did I misspell that one? PERSONAL, personal, PRIVA, private, PLEVATOR, that runs from, so it's running from your PRSON personal garage to the lobby and your SUITE. All right, so we have that. Maybe we say how big it is. Isn't there a big thing in here? There it is. So it's top 2 floor. Actually, maybe I should keep this. Let's hit Control X there. I'm gonna just go ahead and delete all the rest of this because I can get it off my original thing. Let's see. So what did I copy? How about has it has over 30,000 square feet of livable space. Is that how you say that? 30,000 square feet of LIVA, livable space. All right, so we don't need to go in, and I'm not going to go way in depth into what it actually has. So we have kind of a generic, this is the structure that contains all our substructures, which are the different rooms. So our main structure is the penthouse. It's in Serenity Heights. It takes up the top 2 floors of the skyscraper. It has an elevator that runs from a personal garage all the way up to the lobby and then up to your suite, and it has over 30,000 feet of livable space. So there's that. Now we have it triggering. So now hopefully, if I was to talk about my suite, and then I'm gonna have to lose it. I'm gonna have to hit continue a bunch of times till I lose it. I think about my my home, oh, actually, I'm going to do it with a thought and we'll make sure that works. Boom, 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 like that. And then say, no, I don't want to say this. I don't have to say, I think, because this is saying it's a thought. So, how about, I wonder if I left the stove on. I wonder if I left my curling iron plugged in. That's a kind of personal joke with my wife. She always asks that. I wonder if I left my CURLIN curling IRPLUGG plugged in. I guess in again. My home. I think that was one of the triggers. My home. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I hope it doesn't come back saying, "Oh my gosh, you did. Your house is burning down." That would be my luck, of course. So your fingers twitch slightly at the thought of the phantom weight of the curling iron still heavy in your mind. The phantom weight? I don't know what that's talking about. You've been rushing that morning, distracted by Dr. Bell's latest cryptic message and this strange energy in the air. Now standing in this dimly, oh look, we're already losing cards now. Why are we losing cards? Is it loading everything? Oh, that might not be good. So it lost Sarah. Oh, it's because Chelsea Sparks is pretty big. I don't care that it lost Sarah, but there you go. You can actually see it's loading the penthouse suite. I mean, this story's a mess anyway. So now I'm going to just hit continue a bunch of times and hopefully we lose the penthouse suite. We lose this little guy. Come on, think fast. Still there. Maybe we'll even lose. Wait, did Chelsea come back? I think it was Chelsea, wasn't it? Yes, because it's still saying Chelsea says you need. Oh, wait. Is she worried because my curling might be plugged in or something? Sandra, she says. Chelsea, Chelsea says you need to. Chelsea says you need to go now. What's going on? Come on, I just need to lose that. Hopefully. Oh, so I think we're still. Who are we losing now? So we're still only losing one. We're losing Chelsea, which is fine. We could lose Sarah too. I don't mind that. It's just we're using up so much of our tokens because the way we've done this and all that, our back history and all that other stuff is definitely causing it to give us issues. One thing we could do just to help us a little bit, maybe what we could do is come in here. We'll take Sarah and we'll just move her down into the notes section so it's no longer invoking that card. And we could do the same with Chelsea so that it's not invoking that card either. So if we do this, take all that, put that down there. Why is she the creator? I don't remember this whole thing. And now let's go ahead. So now those two cards are not even there for it to actually invoke. And hopefully that will get rid of it. Boom. Okay, so it's gone. Is our penthouse suite still in there is the question. What are we at? Oh my gosh, we're at 32. We're not even invoking a single card. So that's actually really good. So we'll be able to do this test by invoking the home theater to see if it also invokes our penthouse suite. So I'm going to say, did I say my theater, right? My theater was one of them. Yeah, my theater. So I'm going to think again. I wonder what movie, MOV movie, I should watch in my home theater. Now I wonder if that will actually trigger off my home. I might have to just set it to theater. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to say my theater because I think if home is in there and my is in there, it's even going to trigger the other one. So I think we don't want that. Whoops, that was the wrong one. Where's my home theater? Right here. Yeah, I don't even have home theater. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this one. So I always have to call it my theater unless I go delete home from the other one, because then if I say my home theater, it's going to invoke both of them anyway. So in my theater, so that should be good. And it's just a thought. So let's go and see if that will invoke those two cards. Come on, baby. Just once. Do stuff that's good for me. All right, let's go see. So we're invoking cards, or at least one, 91 tokens. So it did get home theater. So it is not actually, I know why. Let's do something else real quick. I didn't want residents down here. I need to actually change this. You guys probably caught this, but I need to invoke because, like I said, remember this is not passed to the AI. This is so I should say up here. Oh, that didn't invoke it with that, so that kind of makes me wonder. I guess we could check. So in your residence, you have a home theater room that has that has the following features. And maybe they've even changed it, just like you can't invoke a card from a card, it won't do it from that, which actually would kind of mess everything up and make it so you can't be more efficient. So hopefully that's not the case. So here in theory, because we're calling the residents, it should be invoking the others. And I'm pretty sure that works because I remember I was talking with that getaway one. I think we had people invoking their homes or something like that, and it was working right. So let's see if that works now. Um, I think this will still invoke the home theater one because we were talking about it, and it is going to be talking still about it, I would think. We can double check. That looks a little bigger, so that's a little promising. And 165 tokens. There we go. So that actually is good. So now that we've invoked the home theater, we can see it actually also invoked the suite. So it seems to be working properly. And as you can see, that this is actually going to work better for players, especially the free ones, where you can invoke this just to get the generic information. Then you can invoke the child, which will also invoke the parent to get that additional information. If I were saying my home theater, where is my home theater located? If I don't have this link to it, it's not necessarily going to know, and it might try and make some up. All right, well, we're at 36 minutes. That's way more than I wanted to go. But for a change, this actually didn't totally, you know, say, "Hey, you suck, you suck, Chaz. I'm not gonna do what you want." So, so I had to break up my ice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Tell other people about my channel. Check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins. And as I said before in my previous one, if you guys have scenarios you would like me to try, I would love, I don't have to record those, but and then also if there are scenarios where you think, hey, this might be fun to see how we can make it better, how we can make it more free friendly. Some might not be, but you know, how we can tweak them to make them actually an ultimate scenario with everything. One thing I was thinking about doing is, I don't know if you know this, I probably should have said this before my outro, because now I'm going to forget I said my outro. But I was thinking when you actually create scenarios and stuff, like, oh, actually, I guess I could go, is it in here? Yeah. So like if I go in here, one thing you can actually do is you can export and import cards, so your story cards. So I was thinking maybe what I would do would be kind of cool is once I get this whole penthouse suite fleshed out, is put it in a single scenario with all the it's a junk scenario. It's just to have all the cards all linked and stuff. And then all you would have to do is go to my Discord, download this export file and import it, and then you just delete rooms you don't want. You don't want a home theater room, you delete it, and then the game doesn't care. So I was thinking about doing that. I've already said everything else, so I think I've said everything else. So yeah, that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.